terrible.
That was amazing.
We already have The Rock open music. We don't need your version of it with vocals. Jeez.
Welcome, Pendulites. I think we're going with
We decided with Pendulites.
I think so.
I'm okay with it.
It's another week, another episode. Gary's got some cool stuff to talk about.
Oh, I got so much cool stuff.
I have some also cool stuff to talk about.
It's probably not as cool, though.
Oh, it's cool.
After the last time, I think you're on, like, cool probation.
We are referring to, of course, Michael Jackson and Bill Cosby as Doctor Who. Which, I was going to save it for... Well, no. I will save part for later. But, I don't know if you noticed, one of our fans put up a picture of Bill Cosby and the TARDIS. It was amazing.
That was pretty great.
You can check it out on our Facebook page, Pendulum Podcast on Facebook. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
It was classy. I loved it.
Actually, maybe we'll even throw it up during this clip when you watch it on YouTube later. So,
and pause for photo.
Yeah.
And there you go. Enjoy it.
So anyways.
Bask in its glory.
Got lots to talk about.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff this week. Finally, it's been a couple of light weeks book-wise. So.
I know.
What do you got for us, Geoff?
I am not going to do a regular book this time.
What?
I am going to do a comic book / TV, film, and more magazine, is what it says on the cover.
Didn't even know they had that.
It's the new Bleeding Cool magazine. It's issue 5.
Probably why I didn't know about it, because it's so new.
Perhaps. Yeah, it's
that's kind of cool. One of my personal favorite sites.
Yes, mine too. Yeah, if you haven't gone to Bleeding Cool, the website, this magazine is probably for you. The magazine I really enjoy because it has a lot of pretty good in-depth articles, unlike the website, which is just news clips and rumors and whatever. If you remember Wizard Magazine back in the day, they used to have some fairly good articles. Sometimes. Not all the time, but sometimes. A lot of humor and all that. This magazine is similar, less on the humor front. They're a little bit more serious about reporting. More
industry insight.
Yeah, more industry, whatever. Kind of like the Comic Book Journal or other similar magazines.
That's cool.
They do a really good job. I've been pretty impressed, which is why I'm still buying it. And it's bi-monthly, so that's good. Although, if it was monthly, I would still buy it. I think it's well worth the money. It's $4.99. Good price. It's 64 pages, I want to say. Perhaps 72. Nope. Even more than that. 104 pages.
Whoa, okay. You were way off from the get-go.
Yep,
but
way
that's
off.
Okay.
Way off.
That's okay.
So,
we still love you.
It's good. Like, this issue alone has a 6-page article on Lock and Key, because it's going to be ending soon. It's got a 12-page in-depth article on Swamp Thing, which is, like, a lot.
These aren't just rehashes from the online stuff as well.
No.
This
is really all new stuff. It's got a Valiant article. It's got a couple on different Boom titles. It's got Dark Horse's horror anniversary article. It's got some Wolverine on set stuff. It's got everything. It's cool too, I think, because it just doesn't focus on the big two, Marvel and DC. It focuses on everything.
That's good.
Little publishers, medium publishers, everything across the board. Even Stevens. It does a really good job. It's very fair, I find. And it's got some, like, cool stuff month in and month out. Like, this one has a Frank Cho gallery.
What?
I know, and it's pretty cool. Like, it's awesome.
Did you hear he was banned from Facebook again?
I did hear he was banned from Facebook again. Like,
this is like the fifth time.
Yeah,
it's kind of ridiculous.
It's pretty stupid for literally nothing.
Yeah.
So, it's
that's awesome. I have his Apes and Babes Volume 1 book at home.
That's awesome.
It is really cool. I love his art so much.
I know, like, it's great. Also, like Wizard Magazine, it has sort of a price guide. They change the focus of it, though, every month, and it's not, like, super in-depth or long or anything. It's just, like, for instance, this month, it's got just a little bit of the most popular Image titles, and then it's got a little section for 20 years worth of San Diego Comic-Con exclusives.
Wow.
So, for instance, Grim Fairy Tales number 61 from 2011 roughly goes for $200.
Jeez.
Why? I don't know.
Because of reasons.
Yeah.
Basically because it says San Diego Comic-Con somewhere on the cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I found surprising is Peter Panzerfaust. Great image book. It's an alternate take on Peter Pan during World War II.
Ooh, okay.
Or was it World War One? I think it was World War One. I can't remember. Anyways, it's a good book. I've read it. I just have shitty memory.
Well established on the show.
Anyways, the first issue, on average, goes for $430.
Yeesh.
That's pretty good for a book that's not that old. Like, pretty good. I mean, it must have had an incredibly small print one, obviously.
So is this a only like is it a newsstand pickup? Is it a comic book store pickup? Like, or where do you actually get this?
I don't know if you can get it at the newsstand. I'm hoping you can, because that would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But,
are there actually newsstands anymore? Actually, come to think of it,
we parked right outside of one.
that's more of a convenience store.
It only sells magazines and newspapers.
Okay then, question answered.
Yes, so there are newsstands, boys and girls. There still are.
I don't know. I just think of newsstands. I think of like the little wooden shack.
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
Like you see in New York all
yeah.
the time.
And they throw the papers in the bundles of twine up to the
Yeah, exactly.
They probably don't exist. Too much
Comic
anymore.
book stores for sure, anyways.
Yeah.
Your better comic book stores, anyways. They should order this. If they don't, ask for it. It's well worth your money. It's a cool magazine. I love reading comic magazines and articles about my favorite books or my favorite creators. Or
It also seems fairly well put together as well. It's not like
it is, and it's not magazine sized. It's actually comic book sized,
which is interesting.
Yeah, it's different, but I like it.
Yeah, I like it too. That's really
like
a good
so I can
book.
stick it in my comic box and not have to worry about finding a place for it. Good purchase. You'll enjoy it. I enjoy it, especially this issue.
Do they have a subscription? Like, if people wanted to order it, can they
don't
get it
think
delivered,
so.
Or is it only like okay?
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's
Maybe it's something they'll look at adding later, maybe, or
hard
maybe
to
you
say.
can order it from Bleeding Cool. Yeah, I wonder if you can order.
I don't know if you can or not. He might. Looks like the next issue will have a RoboCop article because Boom has picked up that title as well with Frank Miller.
Plus the new movie.
Yeah, new movie maybe at some point.
No, they're filming it.
So
not any good, but they're certainly making it.
Yeah. So, anyways, pick up Bleeding Cool magazine.
How old is that site now? It's got to be 2 or 3 years, right? Since you
Only
left
a couple.
CBR?
Only a couple, yeah.
Yeah? Excellent.
So,
Wonderful.
what did you read this week, Gary?
Well, I had a lighter selection of books. I only had 8 on my list.
8's pretty good.
But they were solid titles this week. There was one that piqued my interest the most that I was looking forward to cracking into. A lot of because it's kind of hard to peruse the comic book corner of the internet without getting spoilers when these major events come up.
That is true.
I decided I wanted to crack into this and read it right away. I read Justice League number 22 from DC Comics. It's the first issue of the first actual New 52 line-wide crossover called Trinity War.
I didn't think it was line-wide. I thought it was only...
Well, maybe it's not line-wide.
The Justice League titles
an event
and
crossover.
the mini-series.
I think it's the first one that's gone outside of the main... Like, there's been Superman crossovers, Batman crossovers, but I think this is being trumpeted as their first event book.
Yeah.
Coming out of the New 52. And if this is the level of the quality of the entire event... I'm happy that they haven't gone one every 6 weeks or so, like Marvel seems to be doing.
Yeah.
If this is the type of book and story that they're doing, they've had 2 years worth of setup, and it's been building to this because back in the first issue of New 52, all 52 issues had Pandora in it.
Oh, thanks for spoiling it.
It's been 2 years, Geoff. If people listen to this who don't know what I'm talking about, when DC rebooted the universe, spoiler, they the first issue of all the #1 titles, including the ones that don't exist anymore, had this character named Pandora.
It's not a spoiler.
Yeah, had this character named Pandora. She was a little background shot in every single issue. Yeah. Now she actually showed up at the final issue of Flashpoint as kind of the catalyst to the New 52 reboot, which I'm hoping kind of explains how the hell she managed to pull that off and got rid of
everything.
60 years of continuity. But anyway, it starts off such a kind of a little slower introduction pace, which is kind of nice. And then the overall feeling of this book, it feels like 3 separate books. Because I'm not sure when the decision was made, but originally it was just supposed to be the Justice League and the Justice League of America taking place in this war.
Yeah, but then they put in JLD
They added in the Justice League Dark, exactly.
Yeah.
So this single issue of Justice League feels like a third issue of Justice League, a third of an issue of Justice League of America, and a third of an issue of Justice League Dark. So DC doesn't do anything accidentally with their books, so I'm assuming it's designed that way.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason.
And seeing as it's all from one writer and one artist, Geoff Jones wrote it and Ivan Rice draws it, Geoff Jones writing it this way comes off really good. I mean, I know he writes 2/3 of the books anyway, but he does a good job of making it kind of feel distinctive between the 3 parts of the book.
Yeah, the 3 acts.
Yeah. It is. It jumps around a little bit, and it's all the threads are kind of leading towards a confrontation.
That's cool.
And it's got the first kind of interaction with the new Shazam, which, as I stated previously, I love Shazam, and I'm glad he's getting kind of introduced to the bigger DC world now. There's a big square off between the Justice League and the Justice League of America. The dark side hasn't really gotten involved yet, despite Zatanna kind of showing up.
Yeah.
But my favorite shot in the entire book is a splash page, and Ivan Rice does a great job of drawing all the characters. But Shazam is kind of below frame of everybody else. He's kind of in a hole, and he's got like this dumbfounded, boyish look on his face because at heart he's still like a 12-year-old kid.
Just a kid, yeah.
And he's got this just questioning, like, what the hell is going on around me type of look on his face, and it's brilliantly drawn by Rice, and it's fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into the spoilers that are going around online. It's kind of plays into some of the discussions about a certain character that are taking place right now, and it's definitely a solid beginning.
It looks very action-packed.
Yeah. There's also, it's a good balance between the action and some character-driven dialogue. There you learn some stuff happening behind the scenes of the DC universe, which is nice as well. And if this is how they're kicking off this event, and it's kind of hopefully setting the pace for the rest of the arc, then I'm looking forward to it. They give you a list of the breakdown of the issues that play into Trinity War. You've got Justice League 22, which is this one, the first part, JLA 6, then Justice League Dark 22, JLA 7, Justice League Dark 23, and then it finishes off in Justice League 23. So I'm assuming there might be some flipping around of shipping schedules on some of these.
That's cool. So it's not super huge.
It's not it's not the biggest crossover they've done, but they also have the new Trinity of Sin titles that are taking place.
Yeah.
They've got Pandora's got her own title. They've kind of rebranded the Phantom Stranger. And Constantine also plays into this. I was hoping we were going to get a question miniseries out of this, or a question series.
Still might.
We still might. The changes they made to the question, I'm okay with.
Yeah.
I'd rather have a question with a little bit of a different background than no question at all.
True.
We've been questionless for quite some time. So kind of happy to see him coming back into the fold. But if this is a kickoff to their first big crossover event, I'm very happy with it. I enjoyed this one issue of Justice League more so than probably 8 parts of Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
So if we're competing between crossovers this year, I'm kind of curious to see how this will stack up against Infinity when it starts up.
I don't think it'll be a challenge whatsoever.
You think Infinity's going to blow it out of the water?
I think so.
All right.
I think so.
But me being the giant DC fan that I am, I really enjoyed this. It looks beautiful. As I said, it's got a different feeling through all 3 acts of the book. It definitely feels like you get little mini parts of the other 3 books all in one.
That's cool.
And
makes you want to try the other ones.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, where we're heading from here. I'm looking forward to seeing, hopefully after this, some more crossovers. If this is the quality that we can expect, if they don't do them all at the same time. I know we've got our Forever Evil Villains Month thing coming up, and that looks to be a little bit overblown.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes spinning out of this. We'll see what Trinity War sets up to play into that. Maybe having a reason why it seems to be a little bigger than this.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well,
overall,
good.
Great book.
Pick it up.
Pick it up, definitely. I'm not sure where it ranks among the best books of the week, because I haven't read all my other books yet, but there's some good books in the list this week. Uncanny X-Men, got some Incredible Hulk. So.
Yeah, I picked up Incredible Hulk. I got myself some Fearless Defenders. It's got an awesome cover this week again.
Very nice. I love it.
Old school logo and all that.
So definitely Justice League 22, kicking off Trinity War. Fantastic book for the week.
It's cool. As a non-New 52 fan, I think it looks pretty awesome. Yeah. So
I wouldn't call this the best jumping on point in the world, but I think knowing who the characters are previously it'll help. It'll help. Yeah. But if you've been invested in the New 52 from the get-go, this is a great kind of payoff to the investment.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, good read.
That's
good
cool.
book. Good job, DC.
High five.
High five.
Yeah.
A little self high five. Little
selfie.
Little Diamond Dallas Page up in here. Self high five.
Yeah.
So there's a wrestling fan out there listening to it who just went, oh, when I mentioned DVD.
We're gonna do a wrestling episode, and it's gonna be awesome.
Oh, we should totally do a wrestling episode.
So this week's trade review, I'm actually gonna talk about 3, but of the same book. It's Fatale, volumes 1, 2, and 3. It's put out by...
I've talked a lot about Fatale.
Image Comics.
I love Fatale.
I just finished reading volume 3, actually. And, oh god, it's so good.
End of review.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Wrap it up. No, it's put out by Image Comics, written by Ed Brubaker, drawn by Sean Phillips, collaborators on many titles, Point Blank, Criminal, Incognito, now this one. It's friggin' awesome. So good. Basically, the lead character is named Josephine, and she is the Fatale of our story. She is seemingly immortal, though we don't really know that. They haven't said she's immortal, so is she, isn't she? Don't know. She just lives a long time, so far. So the first book takes place in the 50s, the second volume takes place in the 70s, and the third volume, which again I've just read, is comprised of mostly single-issue stories, and it jumps around issue to issue, back and forth through time. Just basically little snapshots of what Josephine has been doing in various decades. So the monsters, or the villains of the book, are monsters. Some sort of monster. We don't know yet. The funny thing is, though, it could all be just a big twist. The monsters could be the good guys and Josephine could be the bad guy. Don't know. Or it could be just as straight-laced as it's shown. She could be the good guy and they're the bad guys. Hard to say, though. It's Brubaker.
Yeah.
Could be a twist.
Shyamalan.
That's right. Shyamalan. Don't know, but it's worth the ride. Like, the art is phenomenal. Phenomenal. It's dark. It's the darkest, grittiest art I think Sean Phillips has done so far. The book just sucks you in. Like, it is beautifully, beautifully drawn. The writing...
For Brubaker,
it is probably... I don't know, I kind of want to say it's his masterpiece. I think it's...
Bold, sir.
It is bold. I think it's his best book, bar none. Loved his Point Blank, loved his Sleeper, loved Scene of the Crime, loved Captain America, loved Winter Soldier, friggin' loved Incognito, loved Criminal, loved everything he's done. It's all good. But this one is the best. So, pick up Fatale Volume 1, 2, and 3, or find every single issue and buy them.
Just get them.
Get them any way you can. Buy these books. Read these books.
Buy these books.
It is probably, I'm going to have to say it, better than Saga. Saga's fantastic. Very fantastic. But, I don't know, I think Fatale's just that tiny sliver.
Better art?
Sliver
Saga?
bit more.
You put Buddy Boy above
Fiona
that's the
thing. They're so different.
Yeah.
Saga's a science fiction sort of epic with a lot of everything
I think
thrown
you can
in.
compare the art, though.
And but Sean Phillips is doing like
gritty realism,
dirty street type,
down
to earth book. Yeah, and two different art styles.
The quality is phenomenal on both.
Yeah, they're so similar quality wise, but so different genre wise. So hard to compare. I don't know. It's a tough choice to say which one is better, but I have to give it to Fatale. So,
both awesome. Get them both.
That's right. Buy both.
Yes.
First 2 volumes of Saga are out right now. First 3 volumes of Fatale are out right now. So, buy the books. Get the books. You'll love the books.
Books.
You can't go wrong. Books, books, books.
Buy them. All of them.
Buy the books. Today, books. Get them books.
That was the subliminal marketing portion of the show.
That's right. So, our books portion is over, books.
Is it books? Books
Yeah.
is over books?
It is books.
I love books. We'll do books next week.
We will do books. Actually,
we won't be doing books next week.
We'll be going on a short hiatus from the regular weekly episode, but we will have content.
We've got some good stuff planned for you guys.
Stay tuned. But anyways, books are done. What have we got next, Gary?
We are going to be talking about my newest acquisition from the toy aisle.
Ooh.
Yay! This one I've been looking forward to for a while as well. It seems we gotta look forward to a lot of things.
You do look forward. Well, so do I. We always look forward to stuff.
One of my favorite lines of toys from the last ever.
At least 12 years.
Yeah. Is Mini-Mates from the Diamond Select and Art Asylum guys there.
Mm-hmm.
I've been getting them since the line debuted. I still remember my first Mini-Mates set. It was the Incredible Hulk Bruce Banner set that came in a little 2-pack. I got it from Walmart. And it was so good. Just little tiny Lego-esque figures with actually great amount of articulation for their size. The paint apps and the amount of detail to get into the figure was great. Even at the time when it was kind of flat block chest pieces, they didn't have too much shadowing and detailing, where it was, you got a Daredevil and it was just a red block with 2 Ds printed on it. No shading, no highlight, no detail, but it was like...
was still alright.
It was still great.
Yeah.
And throughout the last decade or so of the line, decade or more of the line, they've gotten better and better. They've gotten far better detailing on the figures to a point where I've started to kind of upgrade my old figures. So I've bought new figures to swap out on my display shelves.
Yeah.
They have different versions of the Fantastic Four and their different costumes and uniforms, which is great. They've also expanded out from the comic line. They've done movies, television, video games. They've acquired new licenses all the time. There's Aliens ones coming out, which is going to be awesome. They've got Lost in Space ones. But they've had the Star Trek license for a while. There were some Mini-Mates that came out a little while ago.
I remember those.
But they've kind of done a re-push on them, which is good.
Well,
because
the new movies. So
yeah, new movies. So they're kind of...
It's in people's minds right now.
Exactly. So the set that they brought out, they had a Toys R Us wave, which they tend to do with Toys R Us. They give them exclusive figures. And a main line, which kind of only appears in comic book stores. And one of the comic book store line was the USS Enterprise with Captain Kirk.
That's awesome.
It is a Mini-Mate vehicle of the original NCC 1701 Enterprise, and you get Captain Kirk in just a standard command uniform from the original series, which outside of the original Mini-Mates they did, there's no Kirk in this command chair looking uniform,
and it looks awesome.
It looks great. The ship comes kind of broken down in its parts. So you got the saucer section, the
gotta fit it in the package.
Yeah, they gotta fit it in the package. So it's all gonna snap together, and you get the command chair that Kirk can sit in. The top little saucer opens up, or you can put the command chair in, or you can have it closed and have the chair displayed separately, which I plan to do.
Oh, yeah, separate?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So I can have the ship closed, so it looks like a Mini-Mate Enterprise.
The chair is amazing.
The chair is
gotta
awesome.
love the chair.
Yeah. And you've got the deflector dish opens up as well. I think there's a little shuttle bay in there as well. And it's a little on the pricey side. I paid about $27 for my little Mini-Mate ship here. But
it'll depend on store to store.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain it's going to be around that price point no matter where you get it. But you get a lot of value out of it. You get a Mini-Mate scaled ship. Well, it's not to scale, but you get a Mini-Mate styled version of one of the best spaceships ever designed. You get a great little Kirk Mini-Mate and the command chair to display him with, a little stand for it to go on. There's different versions of this as well. There's a Trouble with Tribbles version, which you can get online, I think.
That's awesome.
Through some online. It might be Big Bad Toys or AFX.
Maybe you can find the link.
Yeah, I'll try and find the link and I'll put it in the description. But it's the same ship, but Kirk is in his green, like, for some reason I'm going to understand how he just, like, wrapped fabric around him because it's the Starfleet logo on his hip. but it's him in his green shirt, and you get a Tribble.
Yeah.
With him. There's also the ISS version from the Dark Universe.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
The Enterprise has like the little tiny spikes coming out of the nacelles.
Yeah.
It has the different logo for I can't remember the name of what the Federation was in the Dark Universe, but it says ISS Enterprise on it, and Kirk's got his like bad version gear on. So it's kind of cool. I'm hoping these sell really well. They haven't done too many vehicles before, but it's a brand. It's Star Trek.
I have the Mach 5 Speed Racer.
Exactly. They've done some Knight Rider. They've done some Back to the Future. I don't really know if they've sold them all that well.
Yeah, I don't know either. I got mine for free.
Yeah,
that's how well it was selling. Like,
but I'm hoping that seeing as it's a bigger brand, it's in people's minds now. These will sell really well. Because I'm hoping they keep going. I'd love to get an Enterprise. Personally, I'd love to get A, B, C, D, and E all the way through.
That would be
with
sweet.
Their captain's chairs and their captain mini-mates from their versions.
Yeah.
I doubt we're ever going to see...
Archer?
Well, I know. I doubt we're ever going to see a B or C Enterprise.
Yeah.
We'll probably get an A because it's from the best movie.
Yeah.
We'll probably get a D with Picard. I'm hoping maybe a Defiant would be awesome. And then X-01 with Archer would be cool. Voyager with Janeway would be cool. Because just looking at this guy in the packet, I can just know this is going to look awesome on my shelf. It looks amazing, yeah. And it's going to be so good. So if you're a toy collector or a Star Trek fan, do yourself a favor. Check this out. Go pick it up. And hopefully the sales are strong, and Diamond Select and Outer Asylum can start making some more ships like this, because this will only get better.
Exactly. So you're gonna have us some pictures on your blog, right?
I'll get some photos done up with this guy and get a review done up. I also have, I'm gonna mention it, I don't care.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got my Thundercats Series 3 packet set last week. So I'm going to get some photos of that done up. It's got Tigra, Chitara, Wily Kit, Wily Cat, and Robo Bearbill in the pack.
Bearbill.
We've got one more Thundercats pack coming, so I'm going to make sure I get that. I think it's a Comic-Con exclusive, so got to make sure I pre-order that.
Who's in that one?
You get the Mum-Ra the Ever-Living, the big song version.
That's right.
You get his little dog. You get and a couple other bad guys as well. So, but
cool.
No, you don't get bad guys. You get a young Lion-O. You get a not dead Jaga and another bad guy.
Not dead Jaga.
A not dead Jaga. So
that's
it's a good set. The highlight of it is the Mum-Ra the Ever-Living version. So
that's sweet.
Yeah,
that's pretty.
So
cool.
Yeah, Star Trek USS Enterprise with Captain Kirk. Go pick it up. It's gonna look fantastic on your shelf, and I'm hoping they sell really well so we can get more of them. I'd love to see an entire line of these done, coming out every few months or so.
Yeah, that would be really cool, actually. Yeah. I would love to see that.
Yeah. Also, there's, I'll put a link in the description. It's from a Minimate database. So if you're kind of new to the Minimate field and you want to try and collect some figures or characters you really like, I'll put the link in the description. It's a great database this guy online made. It's constantly updated as the new releases come out, and it's got pictures of all the sets, turnaround photos of them, accessories you get with them. It's a great resource if you're trying to either break into collecting Minimates or if you're trying to round out collections.
Cool. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
So last week, you mentioned during our little game talk, GTA 5.
Now I am even sadder about
this week, they released a new gameplay trailer. Yeah. What'd you think?
Finally, a gameplay trailer. If you listened to the show last week, you remember I mentioned the 8 gig install size.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, if I miss it, I miss it. What? I don't want to miss it now.
Yeah, you don't want to miss it now.
I really don't.
It looks awesome.
Looks so good. The gameplay trailer was all captured in game engine, and apparently they used the PS3 version of the game. So if I need a new PS3, maybe I'll use that option. But it looks fantastic. They showed off some of the gameplay features. They did the character switching, so you can be in one part of the city, just walking around as your normal guy after a mission, switch to your other character, and he's in a police chase trying to get away from the cops.
Mm-hmm.
They showed off some of like the downtown district, and there's a little dog. They can have a dog follow you around. I'm hoping it's like a gameplay feature. We can get a dog. Because this little Rottweiler starts walking around. I'm like, dogs! Yes!
That's awesome.
They've definitely taken influences from Red Dead Redemption. They're one of my personal favorite open world games.
Yeah.
They have a weapon selecting wheel where instead of kind of equipping and cycling through in a clunkier way, it brings up a weapon wheel on screen, which slows down the time in the game. So you select the weapon. It also gives kind of readouts about the features of the gun, upgrades, and that. And then you just let go of the button that brings the wheel up, and you're back into gameplay.
That's pretty sweet.
So that's fantastic. The on-the-fly switching is really cool outside of missions, but it also looks like you can do it inside missions. You plan all these different kind of heists and everything. You can either go in the smart way and rob places and commit your crimes, or you can just go in the loud, stupid way, as it's described, or the loud, dumb way, as they mention in the trailer. Yeah. But the bit they show in the trailer, the guy is rappelling down the side of a building. It's like a big glass building, blows out the window, and like is starting to like kill people or take people down in that, and he kind of needs a little bit of backup. And the player character switches to the other guy who's across the street in another building on the high-rise with a sniper rifle.
That's awesome.
So you can kind of like play off and switch in mission to the roles that your other characters are fulfilling. Then after the mission, he switched to the helicopter guy that was piloting the helicopter and flew him off out of there.
Makes you want to buy it, doesn't it?
Makes me want to buy it. Makes me want to make sure I have a damn solid way to play this game. They look to be a ton of fun side stuff to do as well, like flying...
Like everyone.
Yeah, flying planes around. But it looks like they kind of play into the gameplay. There's a yoga section, there's tennis, there's bicycling, and each of your characters has certain special stats that it looks like during these activities actually play into. They had some of this in San Andreas with CJ, where you'd work out, get stronger type of thing. Didn't really super affect gameplay. This one kind of looks like it does. If you're at the range and your target practice, you're going to get better at shooting. If you're on the biking around the mountains, you're going to have more stamina, more endurance for the chases that you get into. One of the guys has slow-mo driving, which is great because if you're in high-speed chases, you wreck tons of time. So if you can kind of slow down time and drive a bit better, it's going to be great. But your ability to plan your crimes out looks great. How you want to do it alters what you grab during the crime.
Yeah.
You split up your money. You can spend it how you want. You can customize cars. There's like 1,000 different options for customizing cars.
So
you can get tattoos. There's a stock market in the game. You can take your money and invest in real estate in the stock market.
Basically, everything about this game is way better.
Yeah, it looks like it's going back to a grittier version of San Andreas from that world, but also a fun things that you can do from GTA 3. It looks like it's taking itself kind of halfway as serious between San Andreas and 4. 4 was pretty depressing and dour, and you had way too many like call-in and check-ins to do with family members. It got kind of boring. Yeah. But this one looks like there's a lot of fun stuff. The city is massive. And it looks like it's going to be a big hit game. They haven't mentioned anything about next-gen consoles, so I don't know if they're dropping it onto the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Hard to say, but it might with like exclusives or something, right?
I don't know. They might be holding it off. It has such a long development cycle for these games.
Yeah.
So we might have to wait till GTA 6 on the next gen, which will be a long time into the console life cycle.
Yeah.
But if this is just on the current gen, it still looks fantastic.
So
it's
must buy, right?
I think it's a must buy. It comes out, I think, the September 15th or 17th.
Oh, so it's still a little ways away.
A little ways away, but you get pre-order bonuses and all that jazz.
Well, that's not bad.
I mean, it's pre-order bonuses, and I hope it doesn't affect too much gameplay, because there's an online component. Odds are the giveaways will be the online stuff. Yeah. There's a couple of seconds of online gameplay at the end of the trailer, and guys standing in a building, and like an F-16 flies by his window. It's like, okay, I'm in.
Well, that's cool.
Definitely, I gotta think of a way to get a hold of this game somehow.
Yeah. So the trailer is age restricted. So
yes.
So kids,
if you're a little baddie, don't go.
You can probably get around it.
Don't.
I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying, you know,
it is age restricted.
It is age restricted. You can find it on our Facebook page as well if you want to watch it there. I suggest you do because our page is awesome
and the trailer is awesome.
Yeah. So
made me want to go spend copious amounts of money in order to play it.
Cool. Yeah. So
good stuff.
That sounds pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So casting rumors this week.
Oh boy.
Did you hear Vin Diesel?
I had a meeting. Let's not jump the gun.
No. Alluding to him playing the Vision.
There was no what
There
alluding?
was. You didn't, did you read the article?
They took a photo of him in front of an Avengers poster.
Wrong. They did, yes. But he alluded on his Facebook page.
He's been alluding to that for like 2 years.
And bolded the word vision.
If he even mentions anything about that,
that's
I
why
think
he
Marvel
didn't,
would be all over
that's
his ass.
why he didn't mention it. He just alluded to it.
I think the guys that run Marvel Studios are smart enough to figure out what it would
For
mean.
Avengers 2, hello, that'll be awesome. Not only will we get FF7, we'll get Avengers 2 with Vin Diesel.
So
That'll
much
be amazing.
Vin. How much Vin can Geoff handle in one sitting?
Riddick 3!
That looks good. It looks like Pitch Black 2, which I'm happy with.
Yeah, me too.
Plus, Dave Bautista in that.
So it's like the decade of Diesel.
I'm hoping he's voicing Vision because he's got that cool.
He's got the body.
I don't know. He's
got the
I don't know
build.
if I could handle Vision being just Vin Diesel in a costume.
I
I think he should be mocapped. I really do.
We'll see.
I think he could do a great voice for the Vision because he's got that robotic tone. He's less British than I implied right then.
Yeah.
But he sounds robotic in his delivery of his lines. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Vin Diesel's awesome. And if he's the Vision, even more awesome. But I wouldn't mind him as Giant Man either, actually. That'd be kind of
What?
Cool. Well, I'm thinking they're going to go with like a different...
No!
Whatever. Not Henry Pym, but someone else, perhaps. Because I think he's going to be Ant-Man Henry Pym in the movie.
Yes, and then have his character evolve. Because that's character development.
Yeah, hard to say. Hard to say what Marvel will do. That's the thing, alright? Though Vision, awesome.
We had some Guardians of the Galaxy confirmed roles this week as well.
Yep.
Which was nice to see. Benicio del Toro playing, the Collector?
I think so.
Yeah.
He looks like the Collector, though. That's
True.
funny.
I'm happy with that. I'm happy.
He's
with
got to dye his hair white.
I'm happy with Benicio.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Had Marvel drop the teaser poster for Captain America.
I liked it.
I liked it. People say, "Oh, great, we're going darker," and second movie's always darker. The poster, for those who haven't seen it, it looks kind of cool. It's got like the red paint kind of blown off of the shield.
Mm-hmm.
So you can read into it some ways here and there, different symbolism for the movie. We all know the Winter Soldier. For those who have seen the movie or read the books, we know who the Winter Soldier is. We won't give it away. But kind of the personal issue that Steve Rogers faces throughout the course of the movie because of what's going on with this Winter Soldier person.
Yeah.
We've also got the costume being changed to reflect, I think it looks less American.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that might be part of it. They're kind of tying into the new costume. It's very white and blue with very little red on it. So I think they're just trying to tie everything in to how he looks in the movie. He might have different versions of the costume. I've read some things online where a potential rumor was that he breaks into the Smithsonian and takes his World War II costume.
Oh, that'd be
funny.
funny.
Which would be kind of cool. So
yeah, that'd be awesome.
The prevailing thing that I have noticed since this poster popped up was people's continual bitching about the shield, and even from Captain America 1. How is it getting scratched? Why did Peggy's bullets leave marks on it? It's indestructible. It's not fucking indestructible. It's not. It's not pure adamantium. It's composed of vibranium mixed with adamantium. Vibranium is not indestructible.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's had his shield broken a shit ton of times.
True story.
So it's not indestructible.
It's almost.
Yeah, it is damn tough. So we don't know how vibranium works in the Marvel universe. They don't even mention it's adamantium because they can't.
Yeah, they cannot.
So as far as we know, it's straight vibranium, which is not an indestructible metal.
It could be like vibranium and titanium or
so it's not
some composite type metal.
Even if you go on the assumption that there is a bit of adamantium in the mix, it's not indestructible. So stop complaining about it.
And
end of Geek Rage.
Legally, they cannot mention adamantium in these series of films. Because it belongs to Fox.
It belongs to Fox. It's tied to Wolverine.
Exactly.
Done.
Speaking of Fox, did you hear the good news?
I heard news.
Well, from one of the most critically acclaimed films, one of the best comic adaptations on the silver screen ever, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, coming to the small screen.
Pop trivia fact, that is Sean Connery's last live-action role.
Everyone knows that.
Yeah, not everyone, but what a way to go out, eh?
I know. On one of the best movies of all time.
It's a terrible movie.
He should put a feather in his cap, sir.
It's a terrible film.
You did good.
Terrible film.
Alan Quartermain.
Terrible film. Yeah, Fox developing... I think they have a development deal for probably a pilot for League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
It says it's going to series, actually, what I read this morning.
That shows a big commitment sight unseen.
It is, but the thing is, what a lot of networks are doing now, they're ordering a small season, see how it goes. They can either end it there or keep going.
I mean, ABC kind of had a little bit of an easier time with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they had the $1 billion Avengers behind it, so I mean, it was less of a gamble. But Fox rolling the dice on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
They have the all-time favorite properties in history. Tom Sawyer. Who doesn't like Tom Sawyer? They got Dracula, Mina Harker. Who doesn't like Mina Harker from Dracula?
I'm saying the books are fantastic.
Built-in fan bases. You know.
Okay. The books fantastic. Some of the best books, some of the best comics out there. The movie was garbage. So I don't know who they're going to be playing to.
I'm going to watch that today, I think.
That's great. I'm going to go watch Blade 2.
Yes.
See who has a better time.
Me.
Wrong. I don't know who they're making the show for. If it's going to be based a bit more authentic on the books, maybe.
Can you say Sean Connery cameo out of retirement?
Oh God, no, I can't. I won't say those words. Let's just hope it doesn't happen.
I hope it does happen.
No, I meant the Sean Connery.
Oh, okay.
I'm kind of curious to see this, see if it gets picked up and made, and if it makes air.
It sounds like it might be effects heavy.
It will definitely be effects heavy, but
but it's hard to say what storylines they do.
Yeah, what era is this being set in? Is it going to be more Black Dossier setting or Volume 1 setting? We don't know quite yet.
Yeah, exactly.
It just got announced.
Could be anything, really.
Well, I'll be curious to follow it, see how it goes. The casting could be interesting.
Yep.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. It should be interesting.
Been back on TV. I've been watching Under the Dome. Got caught up on that.
Now, if no one knows, they're under a dome. That's a big spoiler right there.
Yeah, they are. And they still are. And will be for quite some time.
That's right.
The kind of hits a little bit of a flatter part on the episode 3. They're kind of settling into their roles and exploring a little bit more of the mythology in the town. I'm expecting a slow burn out of this show, just based upon what I've been reading.
It's like 12 episodes or something?
Yeah, and they want it to go on a long time, so I'm guessing the season finale isn't going to be the dome popping open.
Hard to say. It depends on what the ratings... If the ratings keep up,
I think
it'll get an extension.
They've been fairly good. They've been fairly good from what I've been reading.
Did you know that Brian K. Vaughan is like the showrunner on this thing? He is.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's one of the things that keeps me coming back to that show week in and week out.
To see what happens. And
yeah.
Thing is, if he can put out a book like Saga, again, books, and he can do Under the Dome, who knows?
Yeah. I'm enjoying where they're going with Under the Dome. There's characters on there I actually really like. There's characters on there I can't stand.
Yes.
If you've watched the show and my next sentence angers you or enthralls you, I hate Junior. Weakest part of the show. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to ruin it or give it.
Weakest.
He's the weakest. He can go away. Yeah. I'm looking forward to more of the exploring of the propane angle that they've been playing up. Looking for an explanation. They kind of explain a little bit about what it's for, but I'm looking forward to seeing all these things that you wouldn't necessarily want everyone in your hometown to know. But oh crap, you don't have a choice because you're all stuck together.
You know what's funny is I don't remember his name, but what's his name from Breaking Bad is on there.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Big Jim.
Nice to see him in something else.
Yeah.
Actually.
With Breaking Bad wrapping up.
Yep.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Last season. I can't remember if it's starting soon or what.
August. They got a panel at Comic-Con and it kicks up in August.
So only a few episodes left of that show.
8 hours of one of the best shows.
In other news, I mentioned the other week that Boom Studios acquired Archaea Studios. But in other Boom news this week, they signed to an exclusive contract George Perez.
Yeah, I saw. What the?
How awesome is that?
Yeah.
Like, one of the best artists of all time. Avengers, JLA, he's drawn everything. Legion. Crisis.
Kind of a big wow on that.
Yeah, so he's going to be doing like a few Boom covers and posters and stuff in there, but he's going to be doing his own series. He's holding off, though. He's going to get some issues in the can, like probably a lot of issues, because he does not want to fall behind. He brought up Crimson Plague. It will never be finished, fans, so quit asking. It was a good book for all of 2 issues that came out twice, and both series were canceled. He will never finish that series. So yeah, stop asking.
It's done.
But he's doing a new series. He's not telling anyone what it's about. It's coming out later. He's going to try and get ahead on the book for a bit, so it doesn't fall behind, comes out monthly.
I'm fine with being upfront and honest about that.
Yeah, exactly. He also voiced his displeasure at working currently for the big 2. Not that he's super displeased, but more so with DC and the whole Superman fiasco he went through.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that time.
No one really did, and neither did he. So
they kind of seem to have righted the ship a little bit lately.
Yeah, I think they're getting it back on track, so that's cool. So anyways, look for George Perez, at least on covers, inserts, pinups, whatever, for now, and then look for his monthly title.
That's
Hopefully
cool.
It's super awesome. Can't wait.
Little bit of movie news. Got the Curse of Chucky trailer.
It's
just
awesome.
Dropped the other day. Kind of creepy. I like it.
I like it.
I've been
think
a
it's gonna be
big
better
Chucky
than the
fan.
last 2.
I liked Bride of Chucky.
So did I.
Big on Seed of Chucky.
Yeah.
The whole meta aspect of Bride of Chucky was really cool, as well as Seed of Chucky. I've just been a big fan of Chucky from the get-go.
Me too.
This one looks really good, and I was so thankful that he's not like a CG version of Chucky. I was deathly afraid they were going to do that.
It's the doll.
It's still the doll. It's an animatronic puppet.
Yeah.
Thank you, whoever made the decision to that, because there was probably we could do a CG. No,
and I like that it's not in the big city this time.
Yeah, it's in a small enclosed farmhouse style thing, and I think it stars the guys who does the voice of Chucky, Brad Dourif.
Yeah.
I think his daughter is in it. His little daughter
cool.
plays the girl in the movie, which is kind of cool. So it's a direct-to-DVD release, so we're not going to see it in the theater, but I might actually pick it up.
I know.
It looks good.
Awesome. Like,
and there was another movie I hadn't heard of it before that I want to check out. It's called Would You Rather. It's got a kind of an odd title, but it stars Jeffrey Combs, which Reanimator, The Question, Wei-Yun from DS9, and he's done a ton of other work. He's a great character actor. It's fantastic. It kind of takes the Saw approach to a horror movie. They get a whole bunch of people together, and they set them down at like a dinner table, and then it's a game of would you rather option A, option B, and it's like a choices thing. It's like, would you rather electrocute yourself or someone else? Would you rather eat this or eat this? Or would you rather mutilate this person or yourself, type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's a big thing about making a decision on the fly, personal choice, self-sacrifice type of thing, and it's in the guise of a gore / horror movie type of thing. But it looks pretty good. It's, as I said, Jeffrey Combs, so I'm in. You put him in something, I'm probably going to check it out.
Yeah, it looks cool. So, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I would also like to take this brief moment, if I may, to do a service message to anyone out there that's listening.
Really?
Yes.
A service message.
Yes.
All right, let's hear your service message.
Please, if you are out there, for the love of whatever god you hold dear, go see Pacific Rim.
Yes.
Please. Do not listen to the mindless droves that are milling about on Twitter calling it a Transformers ripoff or a Godzilla ripoff. It's not.
True
First
story.
of all, it's actually an original movie this year. Even if you're not gung-ho about it, I've had a mad on for this movie since I first saw information about it.
Yeah, exactly. Me too.
Go see the movie. Reward creativity. This isn't stupid Transformers knockoff. It's by probably one of the best filmmakers around right now, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
The man is brilliant, and he's doing a mecha monster movie.
I know. It looks
They're pushing it
phenomenal.
from that angle, but there's going to be human character to it as well because it's Del Toro. The monsters and the mecha are going to get play in the film because, again, it's Del Toro. Yeah. But he does movies with heart and character behind it. And it's an original movie. It's going to have some amazing action sequences. It's going to have a great story. It's going to be a fantastic film. So please, if you've been kind of hesitant about this film and you're looking to the internet for advice or opinions, stay away from Twitter. Don't listen to them. Listen to me. Listen to Geoff.
I know. Listen to us.
Go see.
And ladies, it's got Jax from Sons of Anarchy.
That as well.
Ladies love Jax. From what I've heard on a daily basis.
There you go.
So
go see this film. It is going to be fantastic. We need to reward original ideas and creativity. We don't need a million sequels or a million reboots. They have their valid places as well, but originality is something that we desperately should be rewarding. Go see Pacific Rim. Thank you.
That is awesome. Yes. I have a feeling it'll do well anyways.
Yes.
But I'm hoping it does like $300 million well.
I'm hoping. Yeah, I'm hoping. Nothing much else is coming out this week because no one wants to go up against it.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm hoping for big box office for Pacific Rim.
I hope so.
Yeah. Del Toro deserves it. He's had his box office successes like Hellboys, The Blades. Mm-hmm. He's had his critical successes, The Devil's Backbone and Pan's Labyrinth, which is his greatest film. But I'm hoping this one gets his mainstream audience. So please. Go see Pacific Rim.
Alright. So on a final note, kind of tying into last week's episode as well, we already previously mentioned Michael Jackson as Doctor Who. Well, I was so informed the other day that Michael Jackson was up for another role in a film.
God.
Not as earth-shattering, no.
Oh, okay.
Not as earth-shattering. But I also found it quite humorous. And
Red from Shawshank Redemption.
I thank studio bosses that it never came to pass.
Was it Red from Shawshank Redemption?
No. Okay. You've never seen the film, actually, which is a shame.
You know I've never seen this mystical
because you've
film.
mentioned it before. Although viewers will see it in an upcoming episode. He was up for the role of the Goblin King in Labyrinth. Although I can see him as a Goblin King.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of glad he was not the Goblin King.
That's not as...
It's not as earth-shattering. No, it's not.
Stupid as casting him as the Doctor.
And the thing, too, was it was partly a musical, so he would have fit.
Yeah, it would have fit. That wouldn't have been like, oh my god, it's Michael Jackson as the Goblin King. It's like, oh cool, he's playing a Goblin King. That's fine. But
I just thought it was funny. He was also up for another role and didn't get that one either.
That one wouldn't have been...
No.
I mean,
it's
not... kind of a role you can only see Bowie in.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think Jackson would have been
a terrible choice. I don't think he would have been super terrible. Well...
I didn't say he would have been terrible. I just say he's not a terrible choice.
Yeah.
I'm fairly certain he wouldn't have been as good as Bowie.
That's
true,
or
as iconic as Bowie.
Like, Michael Jackson doesn't scream leading man to me.
Bowie as well, but... Bowie pulled it off.
But yeah, he pulls it off.
I don't think Jackson had the stretch and the range to do a Jareth.
I don't think so.
But again, I'm not as surprised by that.
No, but it's a nice little follow-up, let's call it.
Bookending the story.
But, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So that's it for this week, I guess.
Yes, indeed.
And
for a couple of weeks, actually.
That's right. But look for lots of new content. Various kinds of content coming up. We got a couple specials. We got some microsodes. We got stuff coming up. It's gonna be great.
There's a particular two-parter episode.
Two-parter next week.
We'll be giving you people.
It'll go up on the same day, so you don't have to wait.
It's gonna be pretty awesome.
It should be pretty awesome.
Yeah, I hope you enjoy it.
Awesome. So
we will see you back here.
It's Gary's baby.
I don't have a calendar near me, but we'll see you back here in a couple of Wednesdays from now.
Weeks. So you can like us on our Facebook page, the Pendulum Podcast on Facebook. You can Twitter Gary
at Wagnarok.
That's right. You can read us at our respective blogs. Mine is mindmelds at mindmeldshome.tumblr.com. Gary's is
Shelf Life of Wagnarok at the same Tumblr stuff.
But you can find his new Minimates review soon, hopefully, with pics of cool friggin' Star Trek shit and friggin'
It's gonna be great.
Thundercats. It's gonna be awesome. So for the Pendulum, it's Geoff.
And Garry.
And that's it.